So, hi, my name's Aanya Baindur, and I just completed my Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting. My favorite course and professor would be 1004 Financial Accounting with Professor Blake Leclerc. He was one of those professors that you meet in your life, and it just changes the complete trajectory of your life. So, I started off in the marketing concentration. And I took that course with this professor, and he was just able to fill me with that level of enthusiasm for the subject that not only did I switch into accounting, but I also ended up being a TA for that course for over 4 terms, and that was just an incredible opportunity. My most memorable experience would probably be getting the TA Excellence Award, because that was one that really meant a lot to me, because it required students to nominate me, and the fact that I got that was very meaningful, and especially since I loved helping students so much. So I had a bunch of friends whom I saw putting up pictures on the stories on their Instagram about them going to Tanzania and having these experiences, and I was like, that's amazing, what course is this? And then at some point I was reading Sprott off the press, and I happened to see something about the course, and I saw that it wasn't just Tanzania, it was also the Yukon. I found the Yukon experience to be really unique, like how often you get to go into the far north of the country and live in those remote communities, and actually be able to not just live there, but actually work with the community and interact with the people there. As part of that, I was part of the language revitalization project, where we were working towards preserving the Northern Tutchone language, which is spoken in the region of Mayo, Yukon by the Na-Cho First Nation. I was lucky enough to be able to go a second time as well as part of my project, so I did get to see Yukon both in the summer and the winter and the summer, so that was quite an amazing experience, and it's just a place unlike anything else. That trip was probably one of the most memorable trips of my life. I waited until I finished my tax courses to get into the tax clinic, which I realized you didn't need to do. But that was a really amazing opportunity that I got, not just to actually gain some hands-on experience doing taxes, which is a wonderful skill to have as an accountant, not just in accounting, but like as a commerce student. But it also allowed me to work with members of the Carleton, not just the Carleton community, but also people from all of Ottawa, who came during tax season. Now everyone knows like tax season is such a stressful time for almost everyone, and having that chance to help them out of it, it was really like you could see the stress leaving their eyes, and I really loved doing it. It would be our first core value, compassionate, because that truly has been my experience as Sprott. People will really go out of their way to help you, and like if you need help, asking someone at Sprott, you'll always get that help. I think the number one thing that I would say is ensure that your professor knows you. So no matter which class you're in, ensure at the end of that course that the professor knows who you are and something about you. And the best way to do that is to speak up in class. It's really difficult to do, especially nowadays when the classes are so silent and students basically give the professor nothing to work with. And at times like that, it's very difficult to be the outspoken person, but doing that will not just help you build that relationship with that professor, but also with other students.